welcome back to my channel. I'm going to try and get this done quickly. The lighting is obviously not very good. I'm in my living room. I just realized I have not filmed in forever. Oh wait, I better get rid of that. I realized I haven't filmed in forever and it was not planned for me to take a break. I actually had a long vacation that was mainly centered around my parents' 50th wedding anniversary, and they live in a completely different state. So I was going from the south to the west coast. And I had a lot of planning and prep for that whole trip. So it just didn't work out for me to be filming or even reading very much, unfortunately. But I did spend money, just a little, because I was still buying books throughout all this. So this is going to be vintage, thrifted, some for my kids, and then some school books that I got for homeschooling. If you're not interested in that, I'll save it for the end. But I am homeschooling my kids. They're 5 and 7, and I don't talk about it very much because I'm not going to give advice or talk about homeschooling too much on here, but that is what I'm doing. So I did pick up some books for them. But these ones are from Brown Paper Packages Book Mail. I'll start with her, and I love the books that she posts that are like kids books because they're vintage and they're super cute. So this is almost big enough to go to kindergarten. And it's about a little girl who wants to go and start school. So I did get this from my 5-year-old. I'll show some of the little pictures. Very cute. And then this is Singing and Rhyming, and this is just like old, music, old songs. My son is super into music. He loves anything with music notes, so I picked that up for him. I've never read this, but I know that the movie came out, so I got this for my kids. I have a 1-year-old, a 5-year-old, and a 7-year-old. So I figured, why not? Someone will be interested. And I don't know if we're going to watch the movie, but there's the book. This might be a little bit advanced for them, but I wanted to read it, so I got the Federalist Papers. And yeah, this was, once again, Brown Paper Packages Book Mail. She's on Instagram, posts like a lot of really good deals on used books. So this one is super cute, and this is Bumper Tubbs, and it's about a alligator or crocodile, I don't know, but he looks like this. And we have a book called What Time Is It, Mr. Crocodile? I'll show a couple more. There he is. And this just reminded me of like the southern version of like that crocodile from What Time Is It, Mr. Crocodile? So I had to get it. Like, look at him. I couldn't pass it up. I got this, which is another one that's just like a vintage kind of like school book called Names and Games. And it's kind of just very simple reading. My 5-year-old just started reading, so that's for her. All right, and then this one, more from the same Brown Paper Packages Book Mail. I got Madeline to the rescue. We have the original Madeline, but I got this for them. And then I got, okay, we need to talk about this. So this is Jeanette Oke. This is the first book in the, I want to say this is a Canadian series. I don't know that that's what it's called, but there's a whole like series now based off of this. Also, Love Comes Softly, which also had like a mini series attached to it. I watched the first one, not super impressed. I have no interest in watching the other one. I did like the first books in these series okay. I preferred this one when I first read these years ago, but I got these because I don't have them on my shelf, and I thought, if I'm ever in the mood to read like a, lighthearted romance, I'll just pick up one of these. I did like them, like I said, not my favorite, but I do remember thinking that they were both pretty good. Oh, this I got because it was just cute. All right. Oh, and then I'm trying to collect the American Girls like books like this, the originals. So this is Felicity Learns a Lesson, and I will say they're getting harder and harder to find. I don't know if I'm not the only one collecting them, but I don't have the whole set of any of them. I might be close with Samantha, but I'm still trying to get the other ones. Okay, so then when I was shopping, this is all just going to be thrifted from thrift stores. When I went back to visit my parents, I got this at a used bookstore. This might have been Goodwill. I don't really remember. I try to avoid Goodwill, but it is like the main thrift store that you're going to find. And then I have heard really good things about this. I have not read it, but I definitely want to. I'm planning on reading this one soon. And this is The Outsiders. And I know there's a movie that's pretty famous, I think. I don't know who stars in it, but I have heard that the movie is good. So let me know. More Agatha Christie, which I'll have quite a few in here, but there's Agatha Christie. I think I have read this one. I think so. I think it's just different stories from Parker Pyne, which Mr. Parker Pyne Detective. I think that's just like short stories. Okay, this one, The Call of the Wild and White Fang. Here's the thing. I've never read The Call of the Wild, but I have seen the movie White Fang. And for whatever reason, that movie like left such an impression on me that like about wolves and, you know, like the outdoors and like also this scene where like they're trekking up that like ice mountain and like I think they're hauling a dead body. You can tell me in the comments if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure like somebody had already died and they're like trying to get his body back. That dead body like haunted me. Like the frozen dead body. I still love the movie, but this I want to read because I've actually never read it, so I got that. Okay, and then this, I have read Pollyanna, and I believe I even talked about it on here. But this is Pollyanna Grows Up, so I got the next one in that series. Okay, so this one, another movie. Okay, The Journey of Natty Gann. This is like the movie tie-in cover, obviously. Besides like making me have like such a like thing about a young John Cusack, because I'm pretty sure that's who's in the movie. This one was one that I remember growing up. We all watched, the five of us, like me and my siblings, and it was just like we loved like another wolf character. For some reason, I feel like there was a lot of movies and books, like books that were made into movies that have wolf characters, like, or, you know, some kind of like special dog friend. So this one I really liked, but I have not read the book. It's pretty small, so hopefully I'll be able to get to that really soon. Okay, Christie, once again. This had a mini-series that was actually super good. I have not read the book, but the mini-series, they had no business making the preacher that good looking. I'll put him here. Like, I mean, nobody was watching that show for like the right reasons, at least not at my age. I was probably like, I'm not going to get into how old I was, but anyway, this series, I want to read this book because I did love that miniseries and I want to see how close it is. I will say, if you watch the miniseries, it has a very unfinished ending. It ends very much like on a cliffhanger, and they never got back to apparently making like a real ending for it, but it was really good. These I get from my husband because I think they're kind of fun, and I actually don't know if they're any good, but I have a couple of these for him. And then 2 more. Oh no, 3 more. Oh no, 4 more. Agatha Christie. Okay, so I have read this one. This one I believe I have read as well. They all get so like confused in my mind, but I love the vintage covers. Is that one? Oh, this is actually one I don't know if I have read because I didn't remember this, but it might be a different title. So I'll let you know. Piling up over here. Okay, once again, Rebecca of Sunnybrook Farms. This I feel like was a movie I did not see, but it was popular kind of around the same time, I want to say, as like Secret Garden. And I was a Secret Garden girl. Oh, did you see that dust? I never read this and I never saw the movie, Rebecca of Sunnybrook Farm. So I feel like my friend liked it and said it was really good. Anyway, I have not seen the movie or read this book, but if you have any, it's good, let me know. But this is on my list now. I have read this. I just wanted an alternate cover because I have a problem. But I do like The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. I have read it a few times and I like it. But I have like a little paperback, so I was like, I'll get this one just to have. Okay, this one I do not know if I've read. I started this when I was at my parents' house because I bought it when I was there. And it seemed so familiar, but I have read a lot of Robin Hood retellings. And so I'm not sure if I have read this or not, but I'm going to finish it. I do like Robin McKinley. Her stuff can be a bit hit or miss for me because I feel like some of them I really, really liked and some of them are very meh. And so I do think she's a good writer, and I think The Blue Sword is one that I really liked. And Sunshine, for all of its flaws, at least had a very interesting premise. I will say it's not clean. Not completely clean. It was surprising to me when I reread it. I was like, oh, well, that's a thing. But anyway, this one I'm reading, and so far it's good. Okay, so now we're getting into some of the books I got for homeschooling, and then I'll kind of go over what I am reading now since it's been so long since we've talked. And these books are, oh wait, one more. One more fun one. My sister got me this. This is Pippi Longstockings. I did not read this, but like, look at that vintage cover there. And Pippi Longstocking. I will say it seems like a very interesting book. I have not seen the movie either, but this is one that I got, and I'm excited to read it, or I might read it with my kids if it's a funny one. We'll see. Okay, so now, because it's an election year, and no, I'm not going to talk politics, don't worry. I did get this. This obviously to explain elections and, voting and all of that to very little kids. But this is just mainly about the idea, the process, like how does somebody run for president? That's what this is about. And I will be talking to my kids about that so that they know, as we are in an election year, what's kind of going on. And then this is We the People, the Story of the United States Capitol. And this is kind of an older book, but I thought it would also kind of go along with what, let's see, it's a lot of just like history and information about the actual Capitol. And so, yeah, got that one. And finally, this one is for my older kid, my 7-year-old. So this is all about elections. Once again, just the process, presidential campaigns, and government, kind of going over the actual, like, what you need to do, running a campaign, all of that, and just good information since, like I said, we're in an election year. No politics. So those are some of the homeschool books. Like I said, this is not actual curriculum. This is just supplementary stuff I'm adding in. I am not going to be featuring any curriculum on here because I'm not going to talk about homeschooling. That's not really my thing. There are tons of homeschooling channels, but I'm not interested in that right now. So I did a few things that I wanted to get to with like just quick reviews of stuff that I had said I was going to talk about or that I always meant to, give a quick review of. So I am reading a book, I'll put it here, that kind of falls in line with my more sci-fi, aliens, what I like. And I just started it, and so far so good. I'll let you know, and I will try and do a full review if I have time. But also, I did watch Godzilla Minus One, and I loved it. So if you have seen it, like, let me know if you loved it. I thought it was so good. So I loved it. I thought it was amazing. I thought the story was great. I loved the character design of Godzilla. I thought that the story was actually super interesting, and it is one I would watch with subtitles. I don't know if it's dubbed, but I do not like dubbed. I will watch subtitles all the time if I have the choice. So yes, I would definitely recommend Godzilla Minus One if you love like creature, monster. And I think that they did so good bringing in like the human element that it was like me and my husband were on our phones looking stuff up about how like things that were going on at that time because we were like, is that real? Is that true? And it's all told from, obviously it's Japanese and right after World War II, and they're trying to then fight Godzilla, and they have no, like their military stuff was all like decommissioned. They don't have any way to like fight him. And we're like, wow, does that really happen? And so it made us like actually like look up stuff. And I thought that was really good. I was like, this is actually a super interesting movie that has a lot of like interesting questions that, you want to find answers to besides just being a monster movie. But it is a great monster movie. Lots of good, Godzilla action. But also it's got a really good human element and like the characters are actually great. So highly recommend Godzilla Minus One. I hope that they do more with it because I do think that it could be great if they continue. And I definitely like that they went to like back with Godzilla being bad instead of Godzilla being like kind of good like he is in the new movies. They can both work in its own way, but I like I like it that he's kind of just doesn't even care about humanity. Like it's like we are nothing to him, and it's so interesting to see like the very different contrast between like the newer Godzilla, like Godzilla times versus Kong or Godzilla and, Kong and Skull Island, all the new ones that have been put out. I have seen them. They're fine. Not my favorite. I haven't watched the most recent one because I've heard that there was like a tiny like Diddy Kong style like that was going to be, I don't know, and it just seems silly, but I'll still watch it. Also, rewatch Predator with my husband. Super good. Still holds up. He had not seen it. I will always recommend Predator for a good like scary creature movie. So yeah, that's kind of the stuff that I've been trying to get to. Obviously, I've not been reading much. Like I said, did start this book here, and then I have been kind of off and on with Little Women. I was listening to that on the road when we were driving back from the West Coast to the South. where I live. So it was a long car trip. So I did get some reading in there. And I will say I have read Louisa May Alcott. I've read The Inheritance and An Old Fashioned Girl. And I don't know why, but I don't feel as like grabbed by Little Women as I wish I was. Like I wish that I really wanted to like be immersed into this, but I don't feel that way. And I don't know if it's because I feel like I know these characters so well from so many different adaptations and so many movies, but I don't know that I just don't feel that super strong connection. I am definitely going to finish Little Women, but I am taking it slow. It's not a small book, and I'm kind of going back from listening to reading to kind of like whatever's working at the time. So yeah, but I will definitely give you an update on what I'm reading and hopefully be filming more often. With Rings of Power season 2 coming out, which I will not be covering because I didn't watch the first season all the way through because I didn't like it. I will, though, be talking about the upcoming Netflix adaptation of the Chronicles of Narnia because I feel like that has such potential to be so bad, and I really want to get your guys' thoughts on it. And I'm hoping that it's not another franchise that is going to have a really bad adaptation, but I feel like you just don't get very many Lord of the Rings adaptations. It's very few and far between. So let me know what you're reading, what you've been doing this summer, and I will talk to you guys in the comments. Thanks for watching.